The BartonRoss coaches make you feel really safe.
Always challenging, always enjoyable and willing to engage.
Both Johan and Deborah got a fantastic sense of humour, and we just love working with them.
You can rely on BartonRoss to really spend time understanding the individual, particularly from a leadership perspective.
They use their skills and their experience to create trust really quickly and to make you feel that it's okay to be vulnerable, which for me is really important to be able to grow in confidence in your self-belief and what you bring to the leadership table.
The thing that appealed to all of us from day one in dealing with BartonRoss was their no-nonsense attitude. There was nothing fluffy about it. They challenged us at our initial meeting, and we weren't used to that, and it was really refreshing.
BartonRoss is coming into these conversations with senior executives with a lot of experience themselves, and that immediately builds that respect up front, which then subsequently leads to trust. I think that's one of the reasons that my colleagues have been so forthcoming with giving their own trust.
In working with Johan and Deborah, I think the key aspect that I look back to was a very high level of professionalism, the ability to provide pragmatic advice, to be well prepared in terms of facing the issues that we were leading into.
Each session was very relaxed. They're very relatable, very able to have a sense of honesty within the room.
Johan and Deborah have been instrumental in me understanding what it means to be an authentic leader. And I think working in a male-dominated environment like KPMG, it's been really important for me to understand what that means to me and what success means to me.
If I reflected back on the last year of sessions with Johan, I think I've definitely seen a big improvement in my skill base, and Johan's had a lot to do with that. She's opened me up and challenged me throughout the process to work on different areas and some things that I wasn't even aware of.
Johan and Deborah really challenged me on what my personal values were and how I could bring those to the table as a leader. It took many times and many attempts and many challenges to actually feel comfortable doing that, but Johan and Deborah both encouraged me and supported me.
Over the last 2 years I've been involved with TPG myself in a leadership role. I've seen a major change, and I think some of that could be attributed to the work that we're doing with BartonRoss, so I think that's been fantastic.
We're essentially the same people today we were 2.5 years ago. We've just had the tools to enable us to deal with those really tricky issues that previously we probably would have ignored.
For me, the satisfaction out of that period and the comfort that we can take is that a lot of the things that we introduced in that period are still very current within the organisation. Still something that we look back to and is the language of what KPMG is.
As a woman in leadership, I have been able to, working with BartonRoss, have been able to grow in my own self-belief and my own confidence and the skills and the experience that I can bring to that leadership table, which I think is really exciting.
I've seen a marked improvement in my delivery and being able to be more confident and more calm, being able to get a message across without feeling nervous and to build that engagement with the audit committees as well.
I really have developed and grown in my self-belief.
We've just learnt that certain behaviours are not helpful and they hold us back. And speaking for me personally, I can say that I've probably operated my entire life like that. And it's really empowering to come out the other side and look back and see where those things have been holding you back. So I think that's been really beneficial for us.